everybody, it's Safi and Marco, Dish Out on the Movies, and today we are doing another full moon movie.
And let's start off with what happened, though. The reason why is because really, really weird. What was the movie we were supposed to watch? What was that?
I don't know.
It was a movie. We were supposed to watch it. Another full moon movie.
It had an intriguing name, I think.
Yeah. Oh, The Killer Eye.
Oh, okay.
It was the one that Safi thought was going to be the best one. And so, Safi, this is what's weird. Because for the second time now, a movie has been taken off of Tubi that's one of them that we were supposed to review. And one of them was Doll Graveyard. That one was one that I thought was going to be the best one. Because it kind of looks like a bargain bin Puppet Master, but it looks good. And then Safi thought Killer Eye was going to be the best one.
Yeah.
That one's taken off. And it's like, what the hell?
So neither one of us could win.
Isn't that weird? That is the weirdest. That Safi, you have a little spider egg on your shoulder, your right shoulder. Look at that. Look.
Okay.
Look, it's white.
Yeah,
it's this whole spider egg. Don't get it on me.
Well,
it's
Jesus.
still on there.
God bless it.
It's still on
okay.
there. It's an egg. Since you were cleaning up, you were doing a lot of cleaning.
A lot of cleaning. And I've
got
dust in my throat.
Yeah, you went into the basement and everything.
Yeah.
I hope you didn't go back in the closet.
Actually, I did.
Uh-oh. Safi. That's not a very good place to go. But anyways, so Safi chose to review Dollman. And I thought that's a good idea because we were eventually going to get to that one anyway, obviously.
And just to be clear, it's not what you think.
Yeah, it's not what you think at all.
I thought because they've made all these kind of Puppet Master puppet movies. And they made some other series which I have not seen that had little figures in them that talked or did bad things or did bad things.
Yeah, they had blood dolls. They had demonic toys, Puppet Master. Yeah. They've had a million.
So I thought, I've only seen the Puppet Master ones, but I thought because of that, and it said Dollman, that this was going to be about somebody who makes dolls, which would mean same kind of thing. Puppets, dolls, whatever. So it wasn't, so you'll see.
Well, the thing that was surprising for me was that he's like an alien. He's a miniature alien. And then...
Well, he's not miniature in their world. We don't know what size they are until they come to Earth.
Yeah, they go to Earth. It's not like they're humans going to it. No, they're going to Earth. And basically the whole movie is about, you have this character, Brick, and he is Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
And he's really, really good. I think he's probably one of the best characters I've ever seen in a full moon movie. And I really think it's a shame because they really wasted this character. To me, I thought, you have Dirty Harry, his movies, they stopped at a certain point. With the Dollman, you could just do a million of those. You could do Dollman meets the Wolfman, Dollman meets Puppet Master, and they didn't really do anything. And that was surprising because this character is so cool. And I thought, wow, he's really cool and he's really deserving of a sequel or something, just like Dr. Mordred. Dr. Mordred and Dollman are the most underrated full moon characters. And he plays a cop, of course, Dirty Harry, who goes around just blindly shooting bad guys, basically, putting innocent civilians in dangers. He follows all the Dirty Harry playbook. He follows the whole thing. And he gets fired, and then he gets kidnapped or something by the bad guy. And the bad guy is this creepy chopped off head that's like it has like spider legs or something, like really cool, creepy design. And the creature guy, he runs off to Earth in a spaceship, and Brick follows after him, and they crash land there, and that's where
They crash land in Brooklyn.
yeah, and Dollman finds a girl. She's Mexican, and her name is Debbie, and it's kind of like an ironic thing because when you think Debbie, you think Little Debbie, and she's not little at all. She's like a million times bigger than him, and that's the twist where, oh shit, they're all small, they're all tiny.
They're like figure size. They're like, oh, I don't know. I'm sure all of you are familiar with some kind of figure, even if you've just seen it in a store. Like 6 inches tall or 4 inches tall. So that's what we wouldn't have realized that until they went to Earth, because where they were, everybody was the same size. But when they went to Earth, the ugly alien and the doll man, which is the name they give him, they call him the doll man because he's so small, like a doll, like a figure, that they call him the doll man.
And so he meets up with Little Debbie, and she takes him in, and they develop like a friendship or I guess a relationship.
She's a
by the
mother,
end.
and she has a son. She's a single mother because her husband was killed. Which I didn't realize, at least me, until the end, because this other guy from a gang was very interested in her and wanted to protect her.
Yeah.
Even though he wanted her to do things, quit bothering them, quit calling the cops or whatever.
Well, she was weird. Would Safi, would anyone with like half a brain who's like a woman run up to like a random gangbanger and start yelling at them and like hitting them and telling them to leave their street?
I don't know.
I don't think like anyone would do that unless they just they're like they have a death wish or something.
I don't think they would either, but we don't know. It's like the relationship, like maybe she went to grade school with all of them. Their parents knew each other. Something there that would make them where they wouldn't just knock her off like that.
Well, I think they were going to.
Yeah, they got sick of it. So, and they're used to, they're like bullies.
Yeah.
And they're used to getting their way. And even though
and when these aliens come there, it's like they don't get their way at all anymore.
No, not at all, because they have some kind of power, but they also have these, and I don't know, do you remember the name? They have it like a weapon. It's like a gun, but it's...
Yeah, Brick has the most powerful gun in the universe.
And they have a name for it. I don't remember, because it to me it was sounded like it was pronounced two different ways.
Well,
three different ways.
They were like, see, I really thought this was cool too. It just shows they did watch Dirty Harry, because Dirty Harry would always brag about, I have a 44 caliber Magnum handgun.
Oh, yeah.
It's the most powerful gun in the world, and it's gonna blow your head off. And this is not the most powerful gun in the world. No, it's the most powerful gun in the universe. And it shoots lasers and shit. It never runs out of ammo.
And
it
shoots you, and you may not be completely hurt, but it keeps burning.
Yeah.
The bullet or whatever it is, it stays in you, and it gets worse and worse and worse very quickly.
It was really cool.
So,
he shot a lot of bad guys, Safi.
Yeah, he got rid of a lot of bad guys. Well, it was a bad area. They were threatening her, and of course, if they threaten her son,
Safi,
out for blood.
Safi, the doll man killed more people in this movie than Michael Myers killed in Halloween Ends.
I think you're right.
And even more people than that shithead Corey, too. Like, both of them combined. Fucking Dollman killed more people than both of them. That's a problem, Safi. That's embarrassing.
And at the end, he saves her. She saves him at times. And they go back and forth. And anyway, what does he say? And size doesn't matter. Really weird. It's because he's a little tiny figure.
Well, yeah, that's how they end the
She's
movie.
a regular-sized Earth person.
I thought that was fun. That was
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was weird.
It was just weird though, because I was thinking about his planet has all this advanced technology. There should be like a second one where she goes to his planet and she gets shrunken down.
Well, that's what I was thinking might happen. I thought that maybe at the end
or he becomes a human.
He would get taller and become a human.
They had this really cool shot where you see him and he looks like he's human size, and then of course he's standing in front of a mirror. And it's funny because we're talking about those shitty ass Halloweens. They did that exact same trick in that Halloween 2018 where Michael Myers was standing in the window supposedly, and then Laurie just blindly shoots everywhere and she shoots a mirror. And it's like, so I thought that was really cool because it was done better in this movie than it was done in shitty ass Halloween 2018.
Yeah, this little movie.
Yeah.
Which is, it really wiped the floor.
Yeah.
Of Halloween.
It wiped the floor with the majority of new release movies this year.
Yes,
that I've seen, and I've seen a lot more than you.
It was entertaining.
Yeah.
Even though, bully gangbangers are bad, and drugs and killing, and they had like it was almost like an army.
Yeah.
They were waiting for him because what they did was they kidnapped the girl, and so they had them like everywhere. And it was like a military group. It was, they were all together, posted everywhere on top of buildings, around cars, around the buildings, high, low, side to side. And they're waiting for this little guy. He's already there. They don't even know it because he's so small. He's indetectable.
Yeah.
Undetectable.
And I thought that it also... I really think the best part of the movie, though, is the bad guy, who is Braxton. Braxton. I just call him Jackie Earl Haley because it is Jackie Earl Haley. And I think that, this is the first movie I've seen where he's like a main character. Or I did see him in Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake, where he plays Freddy Krueger. And, of course, that was horrible. And honestly, after seeing this movie, I think he deserves a second chance. I think he should play Freddy Krueger, and he should get a second chance because he did a fantastic job in this movie as the bad guy. He played a very layered character. He was not just like a caricature, like a one-dimensional full moon character. He was a character, a full character. And he had a lot of interesting things about him. And, of course, the best scene in the whole movie is when you have that head, that chopped-off head guy, the other alien bad guy, and he brought a dimensional bomb there. And he's trying to get this, street thug to use the dimensional bomb, which is just hilarious. Just think, because it's like he's taking advantage of this idiot, this thug, and instead he goes full Scarface and he kills the alien bad guy. The Dollman doesn't even have to kill him. He takes him and he smashes him with his hand, and he smashes him into little pieces, and it's like a little toy.
Oh, so he really did do that.
Yeah, he smashed him into pieces. I thought that was cool. That was the best thing. because it was unexpected and it was fun. Because it's like, the stereotypical thing would have just been they work together, they're both bad, Dollman defeats them both. But no, he kills one of them himself because he's... and he didn't even get healed fully. That was another thing. Him and his thugs came to Dollman's house and tried to F with him. And then he just kills all the blood all over the walls. Just massacres this whole gang of thugs. And he even hits Jackie Earle Haley. And then he tries to get the alien to heal him. And he doesn't let him do it fully. So he's fucked up. He doesn't have the smarts to figure things out and strategize. He's just too much of a thug. And so he ends up getting his by the end.
Yeah, one thing happened was that they had powers of healing.
Yeah.
So when the bad guy actually got hurt earlier, so bad that he was probably going to die. And so the bad alien, because he was trying to recruit these people to kill Dollman, he did some kind of healing thing on him. And it did work. And he looked like he's back to normal, acted like he's back to normal, but then...
It worked half.
As time wore on, he started getting ill. And he could hardly function. So when he got killed for real in the second part of the movie, he was in such bad shape it wouldn't have taken too much to kill him. So he was not fully healed. Whatever he did not last. So the bad alien.
Oh, what was your favorite part of the movie, Safi? The parts where little Debbie is like walking around her house and she's noticing that her son has brought people over to stare at Dollman.
Yeah, he brings over all the neighbor kids, and they're all talking to him, and she's like, because he's calling attention to them, and so those other bad guys might come there and go, because they'll know, because everybody's so excited about meeting this little person that looks like a children's toy figure, which they're all familiar with. And, it's like seeing one come to life. And, they're all excited. And any one of them, they could go tell anybody about this, quote, Dollman. And
yeah.
So she was chastising her son for telling.
She was chastising
because she was putting them and him into jeopardy. Possible jeopardy.
It would have been cool to get like a sequel or a longer movie, because I thought there could have been some really cool like chase sequence involving... It probably would have been really technically difficult, but just thinking about like Ant-Man and thinking about like you could have a really cool chase sequence where he's like running into other houses and he's hiding amongst their dolls and he's got to like maneuver through these houses, like being chased by the bad guy. Like that would be pretty cool to see something like that in this movie, because a lot of the movie is just like generic, like him shooting bad guys in this like junk land, this junk area that looks like, it
looks like a wasteland.
Yeah, it looks
like it's been through a war.
Yeah, like a nuclear war with fucking Full Moon Pictures. Like, just, wouldn't that be hilarious, Safi?
It's just a very neglected area.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if Full Moon Pictures got, like, nuclear bombs and they had, like, full nuclear power and...
No.
And they,
that'd be hilarious. Anybody else to have nuclear power.
And they're like, if you guys don't give us $1 million to make the next Puppet Master versus Killjoy movie, we are going to nuke everywhere. That'd be really hilarious.
And it would just go to show you that means they know nothing about nuclear power. They wouldn't even say that.
We're going to nuclear everyone. If you don't watch the new what's that one called? The Evil Bong. If you don't watch the newest Evil Bong movie, or Gingerweed Man versus Evil Bong. Anyways, I really, really liked this movie a lot. I thought that it was a very fun movie. The only thing that disappointed me was that it didn't have a sequel.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Everything else I liked.
I bet they would have loved to make a sequel.
Yeah, and I thought another thing that I just wanted to mention really quickly is that we watched Trancers last year. That has like 6 movies. This movie deserves 6 movies. And another thing is, it's funny because I thought that the story of this movie, I thought that that's what Trancers would be like. And then the story in Trancers, I thought that that's what would be like in this. So it was like a total opposite experience where I was like, oh, this is what I thought Trancers was going to be. So it's really, really good. What would you rate this movie in terms of food, Safi?
Well, I've been eating this really good coffee ice cream, and I haven't been able to eat ice cream in like 10 years. So it's really good, and the movie, because we have not watched very many, and I mean, I don't even think you could count the movies on half of a hand, much less a whole hand, that we have watched the new movies that have been any good at all. Well, I guess this isn't a new movie, but any movie at all.
Well, in comparison.
It's just we have not seen hardly anything that's good.
Yeah, there's 4 that I've seen that I would say are better than this, but other than that, all the rest are not as good as Dollman. So
I don't know about the title, but it was kind of appropriate since it was Full Moon Pictures, and they've done, so many of these doll, puppet, figure movies.
Who would you want Dollman to meet, Safi? Like, you have Dollman meets evil porn star. You have Dollman meets Leatherface. Dollman meets your mom. Who would you want Dollman to meet?
Evil politician.
Oliver Twist. That'd be really hilarious. Dollman versus Oliver Twist. I would seriously, though, want Dollman to meet probably the Critters or the Gremlins. Like, it'd be really fun to see him face off against like an army of little miniature creatures and stop motion animation running around, animatronics. That'd be really awesome. I would give this movie, in terms of food, I would give it a package of dirty nachos.
What's dirty nachos?
So you have nacho, I don't know. It's just something I came up with at the last second. You have nachos, and it has just a bunch of, jalapeno, beef, tomato pieces, just like a bunch, all the fixings, the works.
Yeah.
And then at the side of that, you have a margarita, and it's frozen. It's a frozen margarita, and it makes for like a fantastic meal. You got dirty nachos, and you got a dirty margarita, and you got Dollman. Have fun. That's this movie. The tagline is have fun. Safi?
Yeah? So are we done now?
Safi, I was done like 12 minutes ago.
Okay, so if you like this movie, give it a thumbs up. If you like this podcast of it, give it a thumbs up. And go out and see if you can watch the movie. Try to find it, because it's just fun. It's entertaining, and it's just it's not a long movie. And, I mean, compared to some of the crap of these high-budget summer blockbuster movies, I guess the Tom Cruise one was probably okay.
You haven't seen it yet, Safi.
No, but I mean, everybody loved it. So, and
yeah, this is better than that. Yes.
And so,
yeah. But Texas Chainsaw was better. You saw that.
Yeah, that was pretty
the
good.
new Texas Chainsaw. That was better, a lot better.
But this Halloween movie,
Ugh.
and then they had the
Well, you didn't even watch the Terror Train remake. Ugh. And then
you had the Scream
ugh.
movie.
Ugh, gross.
That was horrible.
Ugh.
And so, when you've got a little tiny low budget movie competing with that and do better,
You can watch for free. Just go on Tubi and watch it.
yeah. So,
Tubi.
and if you want to be one of our subscribers, we welcome you with open arms.
But
And
you have to do a blood initiation ritual first
no,
involving a plushie
nah, leave the plushies alone unless you want to sell one.
and a doll. A
Be
doll
sure to
man.
steam it and wash it in terms of its directions, because some of them you can't put in water. You just have to surface wash them, or other ones you can put in the washer, although I've never done it. So, okay, bye.
Bye.